do this first. Go ahead and pull up on your screen your scan just so I can take a look, okay?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I gotta get it.
No, you're fine. You should be able to share your screen once you have it pulled up. Perfect.
Yeah, so this is it.
Okay.
I don't know if it means like I'm in size 3 or if it's like in a different measurement thing or if that's even the foot size. So that's what kind of threw me off.
You
But
got a size 7?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I don't, this could be like my foot from like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It
You
might
got
be.
you got rescanned when you went in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and scroll up back all the way to the top for me. Does it say your name somewhere on this? Oh no, so it says go up back to where you were, up at the very, very top. Scroll back down, please. Do your shoes, you think that they're fitting correctly, or do they feel big to you?
My shoes now?
Yeah.
I think that they fit correctly.
Okay. So I'm betting this probably is a scan from a little bit ago, because if you're a size 3 or a 3.3, we usually go a half to a full size up. So this would be this would be like a kid's shoe situation. So have you been scanned at that store before?
Yeah, I got scanned like for cross country shoes last cross country season, so I don't know why that wouldn't show up.
Gotcha. And it could have been that they didn't save it. I know that we try to rescan people every single time if we can, but let's do this. Can you spin the screen so I can see like from the back of your legs, like your Achilles tendons and ankles?
Uh-huh.
Does it let you rotate it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in the adrenaline right now, right?
Yeah, I can go
Okay.
get that shoe if you want.
No, that's good. I know which ones they are. So go ahead and scroll down on the right hand side just so I can see the rest of the arches are medium. Okay, you're running a little bit narrow in the toe box. Instep is lower on the right. Okay, perfect. Did they do they don't send the other part of it, but looking at this is all good. We're good here now. Looking at this, I could see what was the shoe you were in before the adrenaline? Was it the same shoe?
No, I'm not really sure what it was, but it was a New Balance shoe. It had like green soles. Hold on, I might have a picture of it.
Okay.
If not, would it be on Fleet Feet? Because I also got it from Fleet Feet.
It would be on the purchase history, yeah. Up at the very top, you'll be able to click on that. Maybe not. I thought it was on here. It should be somewhere on like your purchase history, but you might have to do it on the app, not on the website. But it should have your purchases somewhere.
That's weird. I usually purchase in store. I don't like order online, so maybe that's why. But
no big deal. You don't happen to still have them, do you?
No, I donated them to like the shoe thing that we did for my team. So I took pictures of the shoes before I did donate them. So that's what I'm looking for right now.
Okay, cool. But I can see where this is a good shoe. You were asking me about like spikes versus shoes, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm looking for a new pair of spikes. Yeah.
Looking for a new pair of spikes. Okay, cool. So I think for the adrenaline, I think that that is a good option for you. If it feels like it's the right fit. The shoe that you've got before, it may have been a stability shoe. What this shoe does, if you want to go ahead and scroll down, I can just kind of like point it out. So you see how you're kind of leaning in a little bit here on your Achilles tendons?
Mm-hmm.
So the idea behind a stability shoe like what you've got there is it'll limit that flexing by like, it has like a guide rail system. So as you tend to flex in, it kind of keeps you more towards the center. It can help with like, keeping you more aligned. It'll also kind of like help the shoe from wearing out. Now, the other thing, can you kind of like rotate it just a little bit so I can see like,
Which way?
that,
right or
the
left?
way that you're like just like that. Go back the other way actually, so I can kind of see like And yeah, okay. So it looks like your arches are flexing in a little bit too. And so typically that comes from having a flexible middle part of your foot.
Mhm.
For the spikes, none of the spikes are going to have that. So when we're doing spikes, like what are you currently in?
So this would be my new pair, like not my new pair, my first pair of cross country spikes.
Okay.
But I have had these New Balance spikes. I could go get them and like show you like
No big
what
deal. So
spikes.
that's what you've used for track then, right?
Yeah, and then I also used the Hoka spikes. Hold on.
Okay.
Like Stiletto something. I
Okay.
sent it to you. I sent you um
Yes, please. Thank you.
the
Yeah. So basically what we're looking for with the spikes is not comfort. We're not looking for like the support stability that the adrenaline gives you. We're just looking for fast. So what I
mhm.
would recommend, you're going to use these obviously for your races. And then when we start doing things like, the track that you guys use, is it a rubber track or is it a hard track?
I think it's a hard track. I'm
Hard
not really
track.
sure what track we're gonna have now because we are getting it redone before cross country season, but I think it might still be a hard track.
Okay. And your guys' season starts at the end of August, or your school year starts at the end of August, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A week before August 28th.
Okay. So let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show you a couple of options. That is you. So let's go here. Okay. Couple options. I do think that Nike has some of the better spikes that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show you just a couple of different options that you would sort of consider. So
Okay.
this is their one that just came out right here. This is on Fleetbeat's website. So I just typed in, I think I just typed in Nike. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is their one that just came out. It's the Rival XC6. It's a really good one for cross country because it doesn't have any of that like hard plastic at the bottom. So like, let's say that you're in a race where you have to take the spikes out because there's some concrete in them. Because like if it's more than a little bit, you wouldn't want to run in those. These won't slip, especially if you have morning races where it's still kind of like wet on the ground or anything like that. Your races are probably a little bit later in the day. We always have ours like at the beginning of the day because it's hot in Florida all the time.
Yeah,
But
so it's
this,
usually around 3.
cool. Okay, so it's probably more dry for you guys then at that point. But either way, this is a good option because it's not going to have that hard plasticky thing, so you won't slip. It's a pretty decent price point for it. I think there's 3 different colors. Yeah, there's this one, there's a white one, and a black one. This could also be your one that you could use for track if your ones are not up to like if they're old. This is easily a track spike too. It's got these little bit more aggressive cross country spikes. You can kind of see they're kind of bigger here. They're not like the little pyramid ones that you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good, especially if the course that's like all grass. I would not want one step to be on hard surface if I had these in, where like obviously the pyramid spikes you can. So this is a really good option for this, for what you're looking for. First pair of cross country spikes. It'll give you a little bit more than just running in even say like a racing flat or something like that because of those spikes. Now the next, see if they have any of their
I was also
ones for.
looking at the
Go
Zoom
ahead.
Rival 5s. I've been looking at them since the last season. I wasn't sure if they were good, but I've been out
The
on the lookout.
fives? Yeah, let me see.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can. Oh, this one right. This is the track one, right? Oh, this one right here. Yeah, cross country. Okay. So this is the other one that we have in the store. This
Mhm.
one you are probably going to see it for. This is the one you were looking at, the Victory XC.
I think I was looking at the Zoom Rivals.
Yeah, because I don't know, that one isn't the one that I was thinking it was. So that is basically the previous version of. Here, let me just see if I can find it. Did they have them still in store where you were?
No, I've been checking like every other week for them, but they keep
Mhm.
saying that we're getting more like cross country spikes in, but we haven't gotten those in yet.
Gotcha. Okay. So
And
yeah,
I've been
this is the
looking
one
at
that.
the
Go ahead.
ones. I've been
Which
looking at
ones?
the like the crimson, like pink ones. Those are the ones that
The-
I really have wanted, but
This one here.
the fourth one.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it looks like with this is the one that we have. We have some of these ones in our store too. It's just the previous version of that. The big difference that I noticed with this one is it does have a little bit more of that plasticky plate. And you can kind of see how it goes from here to about there. And then it becomes more that flexible, I think it's a rubber that it's on. So the only issue with this is, again, it can slip a little bit. Now, it's still a good spike. It's a very similar technology to what I was just showing you in the 6, and you might be able to find it if it's in store. I know we're selling them at the store I work at for 50% off right now. So they're like $35 or something like that. So if you can find it in your size, that definitely it definitely can be a good option for you if you can find it.
Would you be able to almost?
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was wondering, like, if you had like a size 7, could I like Venmo you, or like could my mom like pay you money and then you send them to me, because we haven't been able to find them in my Fleet Feet in like forever. Like they weren't there last season.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Do me a favor. I think your mom has here. I'm gonna send you. This is my phone number. Have her message me. I work tomorrow, open to close. I may forget, but I can definitely check first thing tomorrow. We open at 10. Have her message me, and I'll take a look, and I can tell you everything that we've got in the store. Okay. Now the last option in the Nike's line of thing, and I do think Nike spikes are the best. That it might be more of just you consider for right now is this one, the Dragonfly. I don't know if you've ever heard of those ones before.
I think I might have, yeah.
So that's this one right here. So we just got them into the store that I work at too. This is, you've heard of those plated shoes, like the carbon plated shoes or nylon plated shoes. This one has a nylon plate that's sandwiched in between it. Do you know how those carbon plates sort of work, or do you want me to kind of like explain that?
Yeah, you could explain it. I know I have them on
absolutely.
my Hoka spikes, but I don't really know exactly what it does.
Your Hoka spikes have a carbon plate in them?
I think so, yeah. Hold on, I'll share my screen with you.
Yeah, let me take a look at it.
So these are the ones that I have. These Hokas right here. And I've been using them for, I don't know if you can see that one. But these right here, I've been using these.
Helio X, that sounds, yeah. Okay. And you've liked those ones?
Yeah, I really like them. I've been using them for like summer track, and I plan on using them for like indoor and stuff. And I really like them. I don't know if it was kind of like the same thing as the Dragonflies, but.
Yes, it is. But I think that, yeah, I'm kind of familiar with this one. So you're saying you're going to use them for endurance? You mean like longer distance races and track by endurance stuff? Okay.
Because I do the 32, and then I also use them for the mile.
Yeah, I would actually, honestly, I would use that for the 800 too, unless you have like a more aggressive spike like the Zoom Victories, which I wouldn't really recommend for you at this point. That is, the spikes make the difference, I feel, of about a second per lap on a track. And when you've got that plate, basically what the plate does is, if you've ever run like in a really, really soft shoe, they're typically not a fast shoe, because it's like if you're running on a pillow or even running on grass, it's a softer surface. The energy gets dissipated. Okay. The carbon plate, because it's all the way through, it brings some of the energy back. So you get to be a little bit springier. So that's where that energy return comes from. And the same reason why running on, say, concrete is a faster surface than running on grass. This is something that we'll actually talk about a little bit more when you start doing the Fly 30 workouts, because that's basically, you want to develop your body's natural carbon plate. If you've ever seen, like, when a sprinter runs, it almost looks like they're almost like popping up every single time because they've got more of that springiness. That's what the shoe is designed to give you. So the last one I was going to show you, the Dragonfly, is, I feel, the best one that is out there currently for cross country in particular. So this spike is sort of meant to be kind of like mile out to like 10K. And you can still see my screen, right, Leah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This one has that nylon plate all the way through it. And it is the only spike that I've ever worn that I was like, wow, this is actually like a comfortable spike, where spikes are usually not super comfortable, right?
Yeah.
This one you could use for like if that Hocus spike starts to wear out, you could use it for track also. But this spike is got that full like that doesn't have that hard plastic on the bottom. It's that same sort of thing I was saying with the rival. So basically,
Mhm.
what you are paying for with this one is that plate, and I feel that it is worth it if it's something that you're actually looking at. It is obviously a little bit more than the other one. This is something that we had in smaller sizes also at our store. So basically, just to give you sort of like some anecdotal like people that I've seen that have really benefited from this.
Mhm.
You're kind of in the position both with your skill level, your experience, and everything, and in terms of your training age, that this could be a benefit for you. If this was someone just getting started, I would not recommend the spike because one, someone that doesn't really know what they're doing with it or less experienced don't really get the benefit from the plate, and someone
Mhm.
that's just getting started, they just need to know how to wear and use a spike, right? So I had a runner 2 years ago. He was kind of in, he had broken 10 minutes in the 2 mile the year before. He was like 9:55, 9:56. He was in this 10:10 range. I had a pair, we were the same size. I let him use mine for a meet. He went from 10:10. The very next week he ran a race, he ran down to 9:47. So not only did he drop almost 10 seconds from his PR, we were in the middle of the season. So he got all the way down to 9:30 running in these. I gave them to him after this. But he dropped 25 seconds from the week before. Again, anecdotal, but they allow you to be more efficient in the middle so that you can kick better at the end. So you're doing less work in the middle because of that energy return, right?
Uh-huh.
And I do feel like they have a little bit, I mean, there's more aggressive spikes, but for 2 mile specialists like you, and obviously 5K, which is what the whole point of this is here, this is plenty aggressive enough. You're just wanting to be more efficient so you can kick hard at the end. Another young lady, I think she's one of the ones that I talked to you about, Brooke, the one that ended up winning a state championship here. She won in her Dragonflies. She was like 11:50 in her 2 mile when we were doing practice, like time trials and practice. The very first meet, she went out. She wore these for the first time in it. She ran from 11:50 down to 11:18 and broke our school record the first time she ever ran it in a practice. Again, anecdotal, but you're seeing 25 to 35 seconds there.
Mhm.
I think that they are definitely a benefit to a skilled runner who knows what they're doing, who has experience like you. Again, they're more than twice what the other ones are, but the difference is with that plate that goes through it. Just like if you've heard like the vapor flies, the alpha flies, there's a lot of plated shoes that come in. I mean, I have a nylon plated shoe that I use for like my faster workouts, so it's not a spike, but it's like for like running on harder surfaces and things like that. And those types of things do make a big difference in terms of the efficiency in the middle. So this one does come in. You can see a couple different colors: the white, the black, and this multicolored one. I've seen other ones on Nike's website. We do have it available here. I know that we have it in sizing at our store. We always give a discount to student athletes. So if it's something that you guys are interested in, I can look and let you know which ones of these are available. So
Okay.
they come with that same more aggressive spike here. You'll see this one also has more spike openings. It's got 6 versus the 4 of the other ones. It allows for more power to be generated. Not a big difference, but it does allow for more of it. And it's why I think this one crosses over better for track than the other ones we were looking at. The rivals do, which only have 4. Um, but I think it makes a big difference. This is the new version. So they used to just have the Dragonfly. They now have one specifically for XC versus track. I tried this one on
Mhm.
yesterday, and it felt really you felt the springiness. It was a comfortable spike. If it's something that you guys would be in the market to, I think it does make a big difference.
Okay.
But
Compared
yeah,
to
that's
like,
compared
sorry.
to yeah, no, compared to like no, you're good. You don't have to apologize. It's you know it is on Zoom. Sometimes you think
Yeah.
someone's done talking and you can't even really see it. But versus the this one, yeah, it's a difference obviously here in terms of the price, but it is a noticeable difference. So again, if it's something that you guys are in the market and you've used a carbon or a plated spike before, this is I believe for that mile to 10K sort of race distance. I think it's still the best one, even though it's one of the first ones that came out. I believe it's still the best one out there. So for you, who's in this position to where you're kind of an emerging, advanced, emerging elite kind of runner that probably has goals of really doing things this season with times in terms of where your season also goes. I think it would potentially be worth it for you, where I wouldn't recommend this for just anybody who is just getting started or hasn't been used to running it and that kind of thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
So
yeah,
compared to the cross country like rivals, like that's just gonna be like so much better. Like the Zoom rivals, like the
yeah,
fives.
yeah.
That's
The fives or the six, yeah, you're going to be getting. Neither of those have that plate. You're still getting, like I said, it's meant for you to go faster. The fact that it's got more of the openings here, it doesn't have any of that where you can slip on it. You can definitely use it again for the track season when the Hoka ones that you have wear out. This one, I think that this difference in price is worth it. You're getting marginal benefits from this. Some of these other ones that you'll see, like this, I mean, not this one. There's another one that they make that I don't even recommend. This would be the first. These would be the two options, or the five. Like I said, if you can find them in your size, I'm sure we have them in our store too. Um, this is good. This is great, right? It's like two steps up. So it does make a big difference, especially again where you are in terms of your training age and everything.
Mm-hmm. And also, could you turn them into flats? Like,
Yeah,
could you
yeah,
make the spikes?
absolutely. So yeah, you can. Here, let me show you. Like, so if you're running Amazon. Okay. So if you are track lengths. Yeah, okay. So this is where you can just go. And by the way, don't ever like, not to say don't go to like a Fleet Feet and buy these. Going and buying the single replacement spikes is a complete ripoff. Like you can buy like hundreds of them for much cheaper here on Amazon, the 1/4 inch pyramid spikes. What you can do is you go in, like, let's say you have a course that you're like, hey, I'm running and there's like a half mile of concrete that I have to run on. You would
Mm,
never be able to do it with these, right? What you do is you take those spikes out and now you have a racing flat that has a full nylon plate all the way through it. So you're still getting that springiness. But what I would recommend is these are just called, what did I type in? Track blanks.
uh-huh.
These will screw in. You have to use like a screwdriver or something to kind of like get in there, but put them in there so you don't get mud and crap like that inside the hole in the spike, so that you don't have any of that issue. We have a spike, we have a meet down here that is always muddy and there's about a mile of hard surface. This is what I'll always give my athletes before those, so that one, they can use the faster shoe. If they had like a training shoe, like a Saucony Speed or something like that, that's got a nylon or a carbon plate or a Vaporfly, that would be just as good. But if they've got this carbon plated or nylon plated cross country spike, that's going to be better than like running in your adrenalines on a surface like that. So you can turn them into flats. I would just grab a set of these, and not too much here. I think there's a examiner in here for this. This one's got 14. I'm sure that you can find some that are actually a better amount, but 14 would be 2 extra than you would need for those. These are not really likely to fall out like the spikes are, because they're not actually digging into the ground. This is just giving you a flat surface to run on. So
Okay. And say like I didn't know the course that well and I ruined the spikes, like the spikes, just the bottoms.
oh, this,
Is
yeah.
there like replacement ones? Because you said
Yeah.
that they were different.
Track. They're not called pyramid spikes. Cross country spikes. So these are like cross country replacements spikes. Nike. These are something new that Nike's been doing with these more aggressive spikes. I'm sure that they are available. What
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I'll do some looking for that. It shouldn't be an issue, but you can always throw like these ones in. The 1/4 inch pyramid spikes will fit in there too, the same way.
Okay.
Um, so I'll do some more looking to see if they're starting to sell those. Um, But what I would say is ask your coach beforehand. I don't know if you guys like walk the course, what you guys typically do. In Florida, we can't normally do that because our races start at like 7. So we pretty much, as soon as the sun goes up, we go. So we just kind of have to know what the course is beforehand. But if you guys walk the course beforehand, which a lot of teams do, especially with the races starting as late as 3 o'clock, just if there's more than, say, 100 meters of hard surface, something like this is not going to be great, just because you'll see if you do get them. They're literally like, they're not just like the pyramid spikes. They are like a pyramid. If you imagine what a giant pyramid on the bottom of your shoe would look like. So,
Okay.
this will not, I mean, this will not dig into, even like sometimes you'll be on like a track, like an asphalt track, and those smaller, what they call pyramid spikes, will, like the ones like this, will kind of dig into it a little bit, and then you can just get the replacements. Again, they're not too expensive to get a replacement set of them. Just like I said, walk the course. If you have any questions on a course, or if you have like the course map and it shows that like, oh yeah, it's going along the sidewalk or whatever, I would just take them out and put the blanks in. But again, this does give you that benefit of there's none of that hard plasticky part on the bottom, and it's got that plate in there to where you could turn your spike into a racing flat.
Okay, these would definitely probably be good for states because it's mostly grass. It's a terrible course. You start uphill, you finish uphill. It's really bad, but
Well, here's what I'll say. Like, I think that those are actually usually the best things, because you're going to go in strong. You're going to go in, and I do want to talk to you about your hill workout tomorrow. You're going to go in having trained hills. You're going to increase your volume. Harder courses benefit well-trained runners, because those that just want to go out there and try to speed their way through it can't do it. So you're going to go into this state meet. I'm assuming you ran it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did your whole team advance, or did you go?
Yeah, the whole team advanced.
Cool. So you're going to be ready for this. State meets are typically that way. They're not usually like on a school campus or something like that. Usually the postseason, once you get through, does your state have districts, region, states?
Yeah, so we have like what we call NVLs, which is like the league, and then we go on to states, and then state opens, and then I think it's all New England, and that's nationals. I'm pretty sure.
So as soon as you get your schedule, send it to me, because I was just talking to one of our other runners who's in Colorado. Like here in Florida, it's like we have like a league, it's like a conference, but it's not really for the postseason. But then there's districts, which is like the first round of the playoffs, regionals, which is second, and then third round is state. So it's a little bit different anywhere. The young lady in Colorado, she just does region states. So there's only 2 rounds of it. So as we get closer to it for you, I definitely want to make sure that we know like what it takes to advance and that kind of thing. But when you get your schedule, definitely send that to me, because I will plan for that in your training too.
Okay. Yeah. So normally I only go to NVLs and states, but one day I would like to hope to make state opens, and that would be really cool.
What does it take to make it? Do you know? Like, what's the
I'm
qualifying?
not really sure because since I was like hurt last season, that wasn't really in like my view. So I'm not really sure. I could definitely check. I know for track, it's like the top 5 runners in each event for boys and girls.
Okay.
So as long as you place in the top 5, you're able to go. It's like top 5 or top 8, something like that.
Okay.
So.
Perfect. Yeah. So as we get closer, we'll definitely look at that. But right now, the biggest goal is just to get you faster, stronger, more used to doing all these things. And so I think that's a good way for us. Do you have any more questions about the spikes or anything like that?
No, I don't.